All right. Hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content now, we'll talk about BTC on a macro level. We'll take a look at BTC on a daily basis all the way up to the quarterly time frame once again. And we'll try to figure out what type of price action we could anticipate over the next like a few months or even like a few quarters going forward, right? Are we going to be dumping all the way down to a 10K like the 10K bears is calling, right? Or are we going to basically bottom out, find a nice sustainable bottom between 21K plus minus 10%, and basically start a new bull run and all that good stuff. So we will basically monitor the chart and all that good stuff, right? So if you're new to our content, don't forget to hit the likes. Don't forget to join our public Telegram group, link in the description. You can also join the Discord public or premium group, link in the description. Okay, so let me take a look at the chat room to see if the sound is 589, right? So excuse me, we got Aladino in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in. We got Pablo S Crypto, Mr. Shu, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. All right, so let me know if we got 589. If not, that's not going to be a good news, right? All right, 589. So sound is good. So let's go ahead and start off with the 3D time frame. Okay, so the 3D time frame, as we've been saying, we've been monitoring the 3D time frame since July. Okay, I'm just gonna review it for some of you. If some of you guys just joined our analysis, right, our channel and all that good stuff, after we crossed bullish right here, right, on the 3D basis, right, back in July, what we said was like we could be in a macro consolidation over the next like a few weeks or even like month, because if we get a bullish cross, whenever we get a bullish crossover on our 3D time frame, it takes a while before BTC breaks the lows and all that good stuff, right? And as you can see, BTC pumped from 17.5, 17.6K area all the way up to our resistance area at the 3D 21 EMA. So we were using the 3D time frame, so we just wanted to stay with that 21 EMA, okay? And price action got rejected right around 25K area. And what we said was like, okay, we know we're going to drop, okay, because we were expecting the 3D 21 to be our biggest challenge, right, in Q3. So if you watch my analysis back in early August, right, because I was off between May till August, right? So when I came back in August, what I said was like the 3D 21 EMA going to be our biggest challenge. So and you can take a look at it, right? We only got like one candle closing above the 3D 21 EMA, right, during the sideways correction. Yes, we got multiple wicks up to 25K, but only one candle closed above like a 24K area, and we got our dump all the way down to our target 19K, down to 18.3. So even though market is boring, if you followed our not financial advice, but if you followed our analysis, you could have made a nice return right here by just selling right there and rebuying back your BTC around 19K to 18K area, right? So now it is getting very, very challenging, right, regarding the 3D time frame. The reason for that is like we're getting a divergence. Okay, what does it mean? I'm not talking about price divergence, because what I'm saying is like our MACD right here, it is positive, and we know as long as our MACD is positive, it is going to be pretty hard, right, to get a sustainable dump below the 17.5. Okay, because everything most likely going to get bought up very, very quickly. So, and I said it a long time ago, guys. So if you take a look at our MACD right here, as of now, right there, okay, it is still positive. Okay, even though we got a temporary pullback, it is still positive. So bears cannot get so confident like we're going to dump hard. Okay, I know we will talk about BTC BTC on a daily basis, because we're getting a negative crossover on our daily basis right here, but it could be a weak one. So we just have to be very cautious, not get too excited, right, about like a BTC dumping lower just because we got a daily crossover. Okay, so going back to the 3D time frame, what we need to see is like for the bearish case, right? If you bearish, right, if you bearish, you want to see, right, your MACD crossing down. Okay, if your MACD crosses a negative right here, price action is already below the 21 EMA. Okay, it is already below the 21 EMA. So all you need is a negative MACD to get a strong conviction like, hey, we're going to drop lower now, down to 16K, or even down to our macro support, down to the monthly 100 SMA right here, just about like a 12.5. Remember, the monthly 100 SMA, it is a moving average, so it's not going to be at 12K forever. We were talking about it like, you know, the last few weeks when it was somewhere around like 12K. Now it is at 12.5. If we do not break below 17.5 over the next like a few weeks or even month, so it could even join the party right here and start to support the price. So we just don't know. Okay, but as of now, right, it is at 12.5. So something to keep in mind, right? So on the upside, right, since like we got a positive MACD and we don't know, okay, we don't know for sure if bulls going to show up, right, at any given time right here and break above the 21 EMA, right, and basically push all the way up to 22.4, 22.8 resistance right here, consolidate, and possibly even go up to 24 to 26, because we already got a positive MACD. So it is a 50-50 thing if you really think about it. Okay, bulls got the positive MACD on the 3D, bears got price action below the 3D 21 EMA. So you just have to be very cautious how you want to basically play it. Okay, but one thing I've been saying over the last few weeks or even month, okay, even when BTC was at 24K, 25K, I was like, you want to accumulate some, some sell orders right here. Okay, but right, you don't want to be selling right when BTC is below 19K, because you just don't know what we're going to get. You just don't know. Okay, as you can see right here, we could get a flat. Okay, we could get a macro flat, or we could get a wedge pattern. So I just don't know what we're going to get. Okay, which one of these pattern we're going to get, right? So if you bearish, you're gonna be like, okay, I like the wedge pattern. That's possible. You could get a wedge pattern. It could be very boring over the next like a few weeks or even like month, right, going forward, where BTC just going to do something like that, and then going to get the falling wedge and at some point break out to the upside. We don't know. Okay, so just be ready for anything. I'm not here to tell you whether you should be bearish or whether you should be bullish and all that good stuff. All I'm saying is I'm just gonna put it out there, right, for you to basically make the right decision depending on what the indicators will do over the next like a few days and so on. Okay, so now let's take a look at BTC on a daily basis, right? So if we take a look at BTC on a daily basis, if we want to be constant, okay, on the daily time frame, we would be like, okay, BTC right now is bearish on a daily basis, right? It is bearish. Why it is bearish on a daily basis, right? You got to make a good argument for your bearishness or your bullishness. Okay, and I'm talking about on a daily basis now, not on not like a 1 hour time frame or like 1 second chart, right? We broke below the RSI support, right? As you can see right here, we started the support trend line back in the first week of September right here, right? So retested it like late September and basically just broke below it the first week of October. So that's not a good news. Okay, MACD, as you can see right here, Pablo, S Crypto, and Leroy, they panicking right now, jumping and humping and all that good stuff. The MACD just crossed negative. Okay, however, we just have to be very cautious once again. Okay, if you recall, back in August, after we got our negative crossover right here, I was like, let's be cautious, right? Because it could be a weak crossover. Okay, and it was a weak crossover, and we pushed back up. And basically, after we got the second crossover, if you recall, like mid-August, I was like, guys, let's pack our bags. We dumped below our 21 EMA and our support trend line on our RSI. We already dumped below it, so we're most likely going to get what, 19 to 18K, and that's exactly what happened. So when we take a look at it right here, we're getting a similar price action where we're breaking below our RSI support, and price action is already below the 21 EMA. Okay, the only way, okay, we could invalidate the daily bearishness, right, is like BTC regaining control of the 21 EMA. Okay, if we regain control of the 21 EMA, right, somewhere around like 19.5 to 19.7, and doesn't break below it, okay, in order to basically stay bullish on the daily, we got to stay above the daily 21. Okay, if we can stay above the daily 21 right here, we could basically look for the temporary resistance somewhere around like a 22.4 up to 22.8, okay, temporary resistance, and after that we could be looking for the 24 to 26. Okay, so I don't think, unless we get a massive, a massive fake out pump, it could just pump 25% in one day. I don't know. Okay, but I'm not looking for a 25 pump in one day. I'm just taking it step by step. Do not basically be too bearish, right, at 19, below 19k. Okay, below 19k, right, and at the same time you just have to be very cautious, right, on a 3D basis, depending on how you wanna basically play it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take a look at BTC on a macro level, right? So if we take a look at BTC on a monthly basis, what I've been saying actually over the last few months, if you've been following our channel long enough, guys, on the monthly basis, I was telling you guys we're going to retest what, our monthly 50 EMA right here. Be patient. When BTC was right around 41k, the monthly 50 EMA was right around 25k. Did we hit it? Bang, we hit it. Okay, we bounced back up to 31, 32. What we said we're going to retest somewhere around like a 21k plus minus 10%, and we did that exactly. So ever since we retested our support at 21k, price action been pretty boring. I mean, on a monthly basis, it is not that boring. Okay, price is moving. If you're day trading, or like you're trading the hourly chart and all that good stuff, it might be boring. But if you're just watching the weekly, monthly, quarterly, and all that good stuff, price action is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Nothing is bullish on the monthly basis, right? If you take a look at it, ever since we broke out below our monthly 21 EMA, we only got one bullish candle. Okay, and I said it back then, back in July, right? What we said was like, guys, right, we just closed our July candle, right? So we just closed our June candle, right, monthly. So do not be extremely bullish and be looking for like 32k and all that good stuff, because in a bear market, right, you don't tend to go back and retest your capitulation candle. Okay, this was a capitulation move, right? It doesn't seem like it, but it was a massive 42% dump, right? It was a capitulation move. So you don't go back and retest like and close above your previous capitulation monthly cycle and all that good stuff, right? Unless you're basically looking for a macro reversal. So that's why we want bullish back in August, back in July. Okay, and in August we got the rejection and dumping back lower. Okay, so most bulls back in July, they've been saying, oh, we're going 28, 29, 30k. In our premium, we said 24, 25 max. That's going to be the resistance, and we're going to dump back down to our 21, down to our 21k plus minus 10%, which is somewhere around 19k to 18k area. Okay, so going back to the monthly time frame support, right? It is still going to be the monthly 100 EMA, right, and monthly 100 SMA. As of now, the monthly 100 EMA, it is at 16.7, and the monthly 100 SMA, it is at 12k. Okay, that was Pablo S Crypto. All right, so let me see. All right, 3-month chart. All right. I don't know what's wrong with my streaming. Okay, hold on one second. I think it is okay, so let's see. So let me know if the chart is showing. Okay, I don't know what's wrong with this sucker. Okay, I see it now. I don't know why it is delaying. Let me see. I'm looking at the monthly chart. I don't know why this sucker is. Okay, okay. Let me try to fix it. Okay. Oh, I see now. Okay, buddy, I see. Okay. All right, all right, all right. I see now. Okay, I see what's going on. All right, so guys, I'm just gonna have to do it all over again, man, for Leroy. Gosh. All right, let's do this. Let's just do this. Okay, so I think it's good, right? It is good, right? All right. I wasn't looking at the YouTube. That's why I was just man, come on now. All right. Let's do it again. Over again. Let's do it all over again, right? So let's go back to BTC. Okay, so now let's go back to the 3D time frame. Okay. Okay, thanks a lot for tuning in, Nadine. Okay. All right, Moon Boys. Let's go back. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start up with the 3D time frame. Okay, so most of you guys already heard what I said, so it is going to be easier now to capture what I'm saying, right? So now on a 3D basis, right? What I've been saying is like, you know, the 19K to 18K going to be what? Going to be the support area, right? And bears, you don't want to be too bearish below 19K. Yes, it can drop below it. It can drop down all the way down to the monthly 100 SMA down to a 12.5, right? But you're just not sure, because the reason for that is like our 3D MACD, it is still positive, okay? Since like our 3D MACD is positive, right, we can't be too cocky and saying like, oh, we've been calling for all these stops, so now we're going to dump and we're going to drop 50% and all that good stuff, dropping down to a 10K like the 10K base is calling, right? So just be cautious, right? So, and at the same time, if we take a look at it on a daily basis, right? So if we take a look at BTC on a daily basis, right? Leroy and Pablo as crypto, they basically, you know, very excited about the bearish crossover right here, right? Yes, it is bearish on the daily. If we just want to be constant like we did, right here back in August, if you recall, mid-August, right? I was going, I did a live stream and I said, guys, we broke below our trend line support regarding our side, right? MACD cross negative. Okay, so we're going to be dumping. Yes, our 3D wasn't negative back then, right? The 3D was still pretty positive, but we could not count on the 3D time frame. Okay, we could not count on it, right? Because the 3D 21 EMA was giving us a tough time, so we just wanted to basically front run the dump and basically use the daily as a leading indicator, so we can basically reaccumulate down to a 19,000 to a 18,000 area. Okay, so going back to the daily time frame, the daily it is negative, so just be cautious at the same time, right? On a daily basis, not on the hourly, not on the 1 second chart, but on the daily basis. In order to get a positive momentum to the upside, we got to regain control of the daily 21 EMA, which is somewhere around like a 19.5 up to 19.7. So once we break out above the 19.5, 19.7, we could start to speculate, right, about BTC going all the way up to 22.4 up to 22.8 and basically print the flat correction right here. Okay, print the flat correction right there. So the reason why, you know, at the same time I'm calling for the I'm pointing out the flat correction is like we got a nice bullish divergence right here. Okay, however, it is going to be invalidated if we basically cross down. Okay, remember a flat correction, right, like that, right? This is your flat correction. Okay, right? So 9 out of 10, okay, you're going to find a bullishness. Okay, meaning like you're going to find a bullish divergence on your MACD, depending on which time frame you're looking at, right? You're going to find a bullish divergence, something like that. Okay, and bulls gonna be like, oh, we got a bullish divergence right here, we're going to the moon, right? And they're going to forget like we're in a bear market, right? And sucker could just print a double top, double bottom, right? And basically reverse to the downside. But you can't, okay, you cannot basically prematurely say like, hey, we're going to dump unless we get another negative crossover on our MACD, right there, right? A good example is like if we go back on the 2D time frame, right? If you recall back in April, right here, if you've been following our analysis long enough, right, you can see like right there, what we were waiting for was our 2D MACD up to 3D MACD to cross what? Negative. All right, and the reason for that was like we did have a bullish divergence, right? Price action retested like 90% of the bottom, right? And MACD was still pointing up. Okay, so we did have a nice positive momentum on our you know, indicator, and price action was basically double bottoming right here. So we just needed to wait for the MACD to cross negative. So, and I said it right here, as soon as we broke below like a 43k, what we said was like, okay, we're going to dump lower. Okay, we're going to dump lower, right? So that's the same setup, right? We could possibly, okay, it's not guaranteed, right? We're going to get this move because we're in a bear market, so it is going to be pretty hard, right, to say you know, we're going to get a move up to you know, 22.24, okay, with the daily MACD as of now pointing down, and at the same time this guy right here, it is breaking lower. So let's see if we get a move back up to the daily 21 EMA. That's going to be a good news. We could start to focus on the positive momentum to the upside, right? And at the same time, pay attention to what our 3D time frame. Okay, so we're getting a strong divergence, guys. It is very difficult right now to basically just say if BTC going to dump or if BTC going to pump. It is very hard. Okay, on our way down, we did not have any problem, right, to say, okay, we're dumping, we're going to dump. But as of now, it is at the bottom. Okay, remember all our calls, right? We weren't shorting the bottom. Okay, we were shorting what? The resistance. Okay, if you go back to our, you know, our December analysis, okay, back in mid-December when BTC was right on like a 51.7, what we said was that we're going to dump all the way down to 34 to 33k area, because we did have a nice flat correction right here, you know, back in March, April. We said we're going to dump lower, right? Because we did have a nice flat correction, and we were just waiting for the price action to give us a negative crossover on our MACD, right? And right there, right here, back in May, right, and June, right, we said we're going to basically short again at 31.32 because price action was giving us a lot of indication, right? We're going to be dumping lower. You take a look at your 3D MACD, a strong rejection, just like what we're getting right now on our total 2, and you know, total 2 on a 2D basis, right? Craig just pointed out, right, we're getting a strong rejection on our 2D basis. But as of now, right, I can't like with 100% confidence level saying like we're going to dump. Yes, we can dump, okay? I'm not saying we cannot dump, but our indicator, what we've been looking for, okay, what we've been using over the last 2 years, right, is not perfect right now. Okay, it is not giving us a perfect setup to say, okay, we're going to dump, even though I know price action can dump without giving us any warning. Okay, so that's all I'm trying to say. Just, you know, stay focused, right, around 18k to 19k. Don't be extremely bearish, don't be extremely bullish, right? But you know, not financial advice, right? As a bull, you want to accumulate at the bottom. You don't want to be accumulating when we pump up to like a 24k and all that good stuff. Okay, you see what I'm saying, right? If we dump down to 16k, 15k, that's going to be a good level to be reaccumulating based on Fibonacci. It is at 1.27 to 1.41. Okay, and on the monthly basis, we got our monthly monthly 100 SMA, right around 12.5. So basically, you know exactly what to look for. It is very boring to be trading right around like a 19k to 18k for like a 2 month, 3 month, and all that good stuff. Okay, so hopefully that's clear, right? So now let's take a look at BTC on a quarterly basis, right? Nalo, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. All right, so now BTC on the quarterly basis, right? We're going to compare BTC and the DXY, not in terms of directional move, right? But in terms of indicators, right? If you recall back in April, if you're in my public Telegram group or the premium group, right, we talk about the MACD on the quarterly time frame. Most people don't pay attention to the quarterly time frame, but if you're trading the higher time frame, if you're trading the macro view, okay, let's say 6 month, 18 month, right, 24 month, and all that good stuff, you got to pay attention to your quarterly reversal, right? Right here, what we said back in April, right, we said exactly, guys, if the MACD on a quarterly basis crosses positive, okay, and we break above our resistance trend line on a quarterly basis on the DXY, we will be going to the moon. Okay, and that's exactly, guys, what's going on right here. I'm not saying like, oh, I made a perfect call and all that good stuff. All I was saying is like, if the indicator, if these indicators behave like what we're expecting, right, price action will go to the moon. Okay, but now take a look at it. Okay, take a look at it right here, right, on our MACD, right, back in July 2017, right, the MACD crossed negative. Okay, price action was relatively below the 21 EMA. Okay, however, right, we only stay below the 21 EMA for 1 quarter before going back up to retest the 103 resistance. Okay, did the MACD cross positive? Nope, it did not. What happened? We got a strong rejection. Remember, these are strong rejections, right? They matter. Okay, it matters a lot if you see a strong rejection. It doesn't matter what time frame you're looking at. Even if you're looking at the 1 second chart like Leroy, if you see a strong rejection like that, you got to pay attention to it. Most likely price action will follow the direction of the rejection. But you're gonna be like, Sen, why do we care about a rejection, right, on a quarterly time frame, right, on the DXY? We're here to talk about BTC. Okay, it matters because if we take a look at BTC, right, we just got a quarterly negative quarterly time frame right here. So what is it? It is a what? It is a bearish sign. Okay, but does it mean BTC will go to zero? Okay, because we got a negative quarterly time frame right here. Did we get a completely macro reversal, right, and retesting, like, let's say on the DXY dumping down to like 73? No, we did not. Okay, so if you see like most of these macro analysts, right, saying like, oh, we're going to dump like to 3,000, and some of them even calling for like a 1,000 and all that good stuff, right? They just have to go and check the DXY. Okay, so just because we got a negative crossover right here doesn't mean on the macro level, right, we will be going down to 3k, 1k. Is it possible? Yes, anything is possible, but we just have to be very cautious. Okay, because BTC can still consolidate in this range, right? On a quarterly basis, it doesn't really matter between like 12k and 19k, right? Because on the DXY, if we go back to the DXY, you can see like it really didn't matter, right, between 94, actually right here, 90, 93 down to like 88, didn't matter a lot. Okay, price action dump right here and still push back up to retest 103. So BTC at the same time, right, it can find the bottom at some point right here. Okay, just to make the 10k bear feels good, right? it could even drop all the way down to 10K and still retest what? The top right here, right? But you will need to watch your quarterly time frame, just like the DXY. It has to flip positive in the next like a few quarters. It could be 6 months, 18 months, okay, 12, 24 months. We don't know, okay. It has to cross positive for us to basically break out above all-time high. Otherwise, right, it could dump right back down, right, to retest the lows, right, before going up higher, just like the DXY right here. Dump back, pump right here, back to 103, dump back down to retest, 89, 88, and now pumping above 103. Okay, but it could take, once again, guys, it could take like 2 years, 3 years. We don't know, because we're talking about the quarterly time frame. Okay, so if you're if you're bullish on BTC on the macro level, you shouldn't be really you shouldn't be worrying like about like BTC dropping down to 15K, 16K and all that good stuff, because we got some possible macro reversal over the next like a few quarters. Okay, it could be in 2023, 2024, or even up to 2025, where most of us expecting the next bull market peak to be somewhere around like a 150 to 180 area. Okay, so, and I said it, the next bull market most likely going to be very choppy. I don't expect us to basically just get a linear pump. We did not get a linear pump right here. Okay, so the next bull market could even be like 3 pumps, right? Meaning like, we could do something like that, and like that. Okay, in white, it could be something like that, right? Because remember, we're getting what? A diminishing return. So we're not going to pump like 10x, above the previous all-time high, like going like to 700,000, okay, 600,000 and all that good stuff, not even 300,000. So, if you're accumulating right here, between, 18K, 19K, if we luckily get like 10K, 12K, 14K, whatever, you got to be taking profits if we pump 10x, okay, from the bottom, okay, and not be looking for 300K and all that good stuff, right? Because the next bull market peak, right, we could get like 6, 7, 8 trillion total market cap. So if you're expecting like, let's say 300K, it means like we could be going up to like 15 trillion market cap, okay? But personally, I'm not expecting 15. Okay, if we get 8, that's going to be great, right? Right now we just about like 800 billion. Okay, so now we're done with BTC on the monthly, quarterly, 3D, and daily, right? So what else? Okay, what else? Now let's take a look at BTC. Let's take a look at total market cap, because total market cap is very, very important, right? The total too, actually, right? I just mentioned something very interesting regarding the total too, okay? So let's take a look at it on a 2D basis, right? The total too is nothing but the total market cap excluding Bitcoin, okay, for Leroy, right? So when we take a look at total too, we're getting on the 2D basis, right? We're not getting yet an uptrend on the 2D basis, right? Remember one thing, okay? On the way up, we got to point up, okay? We got to get a positive momentum. On the way down, right, we use our resistance trend line. So if you take a look at it, really, altcoin, even though some of them are pumping and dumping, the overall trend of alt, right, since August, right, it is down, okay, lower high right here. And excuse me, if you take a look at it right there, back in September 12, I just mentioned what? Negative momentum on our MACD, a strong rejection. Whenever you see it, it is a bad sign, okay? If you're a bear, if you're a bull, okay? If you're a bear, that's a good sign, okay? So now we're getting another strong rejection, okay? And at the same time, it is repeating what? The same thing it did right here back in August 15, right? September 12, right? And now we got another one right here, October something. Okay, so Leroy, you can find out right here, October 8th, right? So just be cautious, because we could be retesting somewhere around like a 400 billion. Are we going to break it? We will take a look at it once we get there. Okay, I'm gonna update it once we get down to 450 to 430 area. Okay, so for total market cap, it is most likely going to do the same thing, right? But the problem with the total market cap is like it is not giving us a strong rejection on the 2D basis right here, but we still got a negative momentum. Okay, because we're not getting yet a positive momentum to basically be pointing out to the upside, right? So we're still getting a negative momentum right here, right there, right, and another one right here. The positive momentum was right there. So as soon as we cross it back in August 15th, we talk about it, right? So hopefully you did not miss it, right? All right, so now let's go ahead and take a look at XRP. I'm just going to talk about XRP really quickly, because we just got like a 37 minutes, right? So XRP, so we'll take a look at XRP on a quarterly basis, right? Not the 1 second chart. Okay, so when we take a look at XRP on the quarterly basis, I'm just going to display my most bullish case, right? And for XRP, and for all the moon boys, okay, if you're bullish on XRP, it is not a financial advice. I'm just I'm just showing you what we could get based on the bullish case, okay, for XRP. Okay, I know most people are extremely bearish on XRP, and they got all the right to be bearish, right, depending on what indicator they're using or what type of fundamentals they basing their analysis on, and all that good stuff. Okay, so now when we take a look at XRP for the bullish case, right, and if we don't care about indicators and all that good stuff, right, and we're just going to say, hey, we could possibly get another wave to the upside. And the entire wave we got since like, I mean, not since like, but started like 2014 up to 2017 was our wave 1, okay, and our wave 2, right, was our 2018 bear market, right? And now we're looking for our wave 3. All right, so remember, every single wave, right, you're going to get some sub waves, right? So that's our wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, and wave, oh gosh, I forgot how to count right here. Wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now if we're expecting our wave 3 to do something similar, right, we could say, hey, that's the wave we got right here after the COVID crash was our wave 1 up to $2. Okay, now we're getting our wave 2, right? The wave 2 might not be completed yet, right? We will talk about it and all that good stuff. And after that, we're going to be looking for our wave 3 and possibly wave 4 and 5 to the upside. Okay, that's what we're going to be looking for the bullish case, right? But the wave 1, right, wave 2 right here, okay, the wave 1 probably is done, but wave 2 might not be done yet. Okay, meaning like bulls still, okay, have to cover all the way down to what, 10 cents. Why 10 cents? Because our COVID lows, right, well, COVID lows were somewhere around like a 9 to 10 cents area. Okay, so after that, we could be looking for the upside extension all the way up to $14 to $28 range. Okay, so you're gonna be like, where did you get your 18 to $14 to $28? Okay, if you do a swing low, right, to swing high, back to swing low, just assuming, okay, the bottom is 10 cents, right? You can see XRP right there. Let's do this. Okay, you can see like 0.618 going to be around like a $10 and 0.786 going to be all the way up to $35. Okay, and you're going to be like, $35, that's a lot. Okay, so now let's use another technique. Okay, if we do swing low right here to swing high up to $2 and another swing low right there, right, right here. Okay, so you can see, right, 1.618 extension of our wave 1. Okay, remember we're looking for 5 wave right here. 1.618 extension of wave 1 going to be all the way up to $30. Okay, so once again, it's not going to be a single wave to the upside, because we're going to get some rejection right here. So we just have to cover what? We just have to cover the $14 to $28 or even $30 range. Okay, and 1-to-1 extension of wave 1 going to be $5, right? And 1.618 going to be up to $30 range. Okay, so that's the most bullish case for XRP. So now you're gonna be like, man, I'm bearish on XRP. This sucker going to dump down to nada, right? So if we take a look at the bearish case, right? Okay, so the bearish case for XRP is like, we all know, okay, we just said it, right? The move we got right here was our wave 1, right? So, and now we're looking for our wave 2. However, if, okay, the bottom was not 10 cents of the after the bull market right here, the entire bull market. Okay, let's assume, okay, for the bearish case, right, for whatever reason XRP hasn't bottomed yet based on the macro level. I'm not talking about like, bottoming of the 2021 bull market. I'm talking about the entire bull run right here. If we're going to break below the 10 cents level, right, we could be looking for a WXY correction on a macro level, okay, before getting what? Our next 5 wave structure, right? Just like what happened right here. Okay, another 5 wave structure right here. So the upside targets, okay, going to still be the same. Okay, it can still pump all the way up to $30, right? If we break below let's say 10 cents and drop down to like a 3 to 2 cents right here, which is a wave 1 territory. Okay, so something to keep in mind. If you bearish on XRP, at the same time, right, if you're bullish on XRP, it doesn't matter, right? All these macro supports for XRP, 10 to 15 cents, right, and 2 to 3 cents if and only if we break below 10 cents. Okay, that's the next level for the bears to for the bulls to be looking for, and at the same time for the bears and all that good stuff, right? Once again, I'm not saying XRP will drop down to these lows. All I'm saying is, if for whatever reason, okay, we break below 10 cents, okay, listen carefully, Leroy. For whatever reason, if we break below 10 cents, okay, we just have to look for the previous resistance on the macro level, on the quarterly time frame. Okay, got to look for that level to be acting as support, okay, in the next like a few quarters. Okay, but as of now, right, we would just follow the possibility, right, of the XRP bullish case, right, until we get a bearish outlook right below the 10 cents area. Okay, right, and all that good stuff. Okay, as of now it is above the quarterly time frame, right, but MACD is negative. So let's see if XRP can stay above the quarterly, and at the same time it is above the monthly 21 EMA. Okay, I'm not monthly 21 EMA, but above the above the I think weekly 21 EMA. Okay, but we got to get above the monthly 21 EMA. Okay, let's try to get above the monthly 21 EMA. I think we're above the monthly 21 EMA versus BTC, right, which is a good sign. Okay, that's why I'm saying on a quarterly basis we just have to be very patient, right? We just have to be very patient, right, because it could take like few quarters to get a macro breakout. It looks good, okay, it looks really good, but the quarterly MACD right here is negative. So that's why we got to be cautious. But based on Elliott wave, right, if I did not care about any indicators, right, we're just going to stay bullish, right, and say, okay, we're never going to drop back down to 10 cents. But we just have to be, we just have to be cautious just in case we get any, any FUDs, right, and all that good stuff, right, dumping the price down lower. All right, Crypto 101, thanks a lot for tuning in. You can join the Discord and send me a message, right? And then we'll discuss about it. Okay, all the information in the Discord actually, okay? Just join the Discord group. Aladino, you late? Why are you late? Craig said, good live stream for the blind. Yeah, sorry guys, sorry. I was a little bit focused on, I was a little bit focused, so was not, reading the chat room and all that good stuff. Jude Moonboy in the house, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Mr. XRP 589. So guys, if you have any question regarding any alt, so Ether, if we take a look at Ether, it is consolidating at 1350 to 1250, as we said back in August, right here. We said, okay, Ether just tapped out, right? The top was right around the 2000 area, right, and got rejected. Right now, it is consolidating right here. Most likely going to be following the total 2. So total 2, we're saying like 420 to 430 to 450, something like that, right? So most likely Ether will basically follow the total 2, okay, which is going to be a nice 20% pullback if we break below the 1200 range, okay. And let's go ahead and take a look at the Ether dominance at the same time. We've been talking about the Ether dominance and why it was so important to pay attention to the Ether dominance when it was like 21%, guys. I was telling you guys to get out, okay? Ether is tapping out, okay? Back in December, that's the same thing I said right here. It's time to get out, it's time to get out because the dominance is like too high, okay? You don't want to be accumulating Ether when the dominance is above 21%, okay? You want to wait for like a 14 to 16% to reaccumulate. We most likely over the next like a few weeks or even like month, possibly, okay, probably, okay, going to be retesting 14 to 16 or even lower depending on the overall structure. In terms of indicators, right, you want to check your RSI, okay? RSI most likely going to retest right here, okay, somewhere around like a 16 to 20 range, okay, on a 3D basis, right here on the 3D basis. So if you take a look at it back in April, that's what I said, the Ether dominance going to retest the lows somewhere around like a 25, and we did that exactly. So if we retest like 18 to 20 when it comes to the Ether dominance, you don't want to be selling Ether, buying alt. You want to be selling alt, buying Ether, because it could pump right back up, okay? It could basically pump right back up to 50% to 0.618, okay, something like that, to retest the resistance level right here. Okay, actually support, but it is going to act as resistance at some point, okay? So keep an eye on Ether, somewhere around like a 14 to 16%. That was our target back in April. We got it. Now it is still a target support, for the bulls or for the bears, depending on which direction you're using, okay, you're trading, okay? So let's take a look at crypto. Okay, thanks a lot, Crypto Life. Let's take a look at Monero. Monero BTC. So Monero BTC on the 3D, okay? You got a double top, double bottom right here, right? you just have to check, the entire structure. Okay, it is a double, I mean, it hasn't yet technically retested the 0.01, right, which is just about like 1% of BTC. So but you got a negative divergence when it comes to your C wave right here. Okay, you got a divergence and ending diagonal. Okay, so basically similar to what we had on BTC right back in August. So we just have to be very cautious. Okay, however, if you want to be bullish, right, if the 3D MACD crosses positive, you could go for it, right, for a retest of the 0.009, okay, something like that. As of now, we're at 0.0076. Okay, however, if we break below the trend line support, just say goodbye, right, and wait for price action to retest the lows right here, 50% to 0.618. Okay, 0.618 going to be 500,000 sats, right there. Yep, okay, 500,000 sats. Okay, I was checking my sats because I don't want to be a moon boy like XRP. Okay, XRP moon boys, right? 589. Okay, so that is it for Monero. Okay, and at the same time, keep an eye on your nice trend line support, right, on your RSI, right? Looks pretty good also. Okay, keep an eye on it. If it breaks below it, it possibly means, right, we could be doing this. Okay, but as of now it hasn't yet. Okay, I wouldn't I wouldn't basically say we're going to a dump because we're still above the 21 EMA on the 3D, right? But some of these guys, they don't give you any warning. That's why you just have to be very cautious. Just like KNC, ANT. KNC, we actually caught it when it was like $5 because the 3D time frame gave us a warning. TRB, ANT, and now it's Quant. Quant is all the way up to an all-time high, so just have to be cautious with Quant. Okay, PNT BTC. So if you take a look at Quant, it looks really good on a monthly basis. Okay, actually on a quarterly basis, right? But you just have to be very cautious because it is at all-time high against BTC on the on the high time frame. So just be cautious, right? Being bullish right here. Okay, nothing is suggesting it is going to dump. Your monthly MACD looks pretty good, right? No divergence, right? I don't see any divergence on the weekly as of now, right? Weekly looks pretty good, right? You could say like it is going to print a divergence, right? But it has not yet crossed negative, so we cannot say like it will do something like that. So you just don't want to be bullish right here. Okay, if you bought the dip right there, right, you want to be taking profits right here and wait for the next few weeks or even month for price. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to the moon against BTC forever. It will pull back. Okay, so and wait for the RSI at the same time to reset again at some point down the road. It could be 3, 4, 5, 6 months. We don't know. Okay, Quant BTC. The only bearishness I see is like we're at all-time high. But based on indicators, no divergence yet on the weekly basis, right? Up to the monthly basis. Let's check the 3D time frame. The 3D looks pretty good. No divergence at all, right? So everything looks good. Everything looks good. But it doesn't mean, right, it will go to the moon because we're at all-time high. Okay? So I wouldn't recommend to go ahead and be buying right here. Once again, you might not, you might be saying like I'm gonna wait and it pumps, but it will come back down. Okay, it will. Okay, it will. Okay, so Matic BTC is a very interesting chart, right? So Matic right here, kind of similar to QNT a little bit, right? But the only difference is like it is printing a divergence right here. Okay, you got your triple top right here. Your indicators are pointing down, so it is not time to be a moon boy. it is a nice double top, double bottom, really. Okay, if we were in a bull market, I would be saying like, okay, this guy going to pump hard, okay, just like a quant, right? But we're starting to print a divergence on the 3D, so just watch out, okay, for Matic, and not you know, don't be too bullish on it, okay, as of now, okay, because of the indicators pointing down. You want to wait until basically your you know, your RSI, right, broke above the until we get a break above the resistance trend line, and at the same time your MACD you know, flips positive at some point on a 3D basis, right? So Matic right here, if you've been watching our channel, I said it at the top, $3, Matic and FTM. If you take a look at FTM USDT, okay, if you've been watching our channel back in January, guys, FTM, I said that's the top. Okay, let's get out right here. You know, we were saying FTM, we're going to the moon. Okay, we want basically we want to bearish on FTM right there. Okay, right here back in June, I mean not June but January, right? We said double top right here. Okay, we're going to dump hard, and it is dumping. It is still dumping. Next fib support going to be at 9 cents, 10 cents, and after that you got like 3.5 to 4 cents area. But we got to take it step by step as we're respecting these fibs, right? 382. Next one going to be 50% pullback, and after that we will take a look at the 0.618 to see if we got any probability to retest it. Okay, some of the doom boys going to be calling like, let's say 0.003 and all that good stuff. But once again, guys, we got to take it step by step. We got to take it step by step. Okay. Pow, thanks a lot for tuning in, man. Quiet cook. Okay, now let's take a look at NEAR. NEAR USD has a nice chart once again, right? It is not yet 95% down like most coins, right? So in terms of bearishness, in our premium group, we spotted the bearishness on NEAR, guys. Like, you know, from the move, like, you know, $10 to $16, we caught that move, right? And you know, from $12 all the way down to $6, we caught that move. Remember, NEAR was dumping with Luna, okay, and at that time we were shorting NEAR and Luna at the same time, okay, doubling up on NEAR and Luna, right? So it's not down yet 95% like most of these coins, so it is only down 85, okay. 90% going to take us down to 1.6. Okay, so 1.6 is going to be a temporary support right there. Okay, so now let's use our Fibonacci, right? Because we just don't want to pick random numbers, right? So if we do check our Fibonacci, right, you can see 0.618, right? It is right around like $2, 2.1. So basically $2, right, down to 1.8, going to be a temporary support. I'm not saying it will be a permanent support because we got 0.786 down to like $1, give or take 1.15. Okay, so first support, right, 1.8, right, on average, and second support $1, 1.20 range. Okay, so unless we do create a you know, a flat correction like that, or a, you know, or even a macro consolidation. So if we do not break out below 270 and pump back up to let's say $5, $6, be cautious, right, and wait for your indicators to print a bearish setup for the reversal back down to the lows. You see what I'm saying? So always watch your indicators, like what we did right here. As soon as we crossed down, right, we said, okay, it's time to be bearish on it. Okay, and we were bullish on it around like I think like $12, something like that, right? Back in March, right? Yeah, late March, right? So okay, so let's take a look at what Powell is saying. Powell is saying so basically Powell is saying like you know, what does a stock market bear market, you know, would do to BTC? I mean, if the stock market goes for a bearish, you know, bearish macro downtrend, most likely it is going to affect BTC. I just don't know how it will affect it, okay? Because, you know, BTC is not a you know, multi-trillion market cap. Something we got to, you know, you got to think about, okay? If we take a look at total too, total. I'm writing lightly right now, okay? So if we take a look at total, right, the crypto total market cap, it is not like a 100 trillion market cap, okay? So we won't get like too much money coming out of the crypto space. So even though the stock market could go for a macro bear market, crypto could be moving sideways, okay? We could just get a sideways correction, okay, and not break these macro supports, right? Like, let's say dumping below like a 400 billion, 300 billion, and dropping all the way down to like, you know, 17 billion and all that good stuff, okay? Because we're not gonna get like you know, once we dump below 500, right, it is going to be tough to be dropping like 50%, 60% all the time, okay, in terms of market cap, right? It is going to be very, very boring, and we could start like to see the, you know, market bottoming, even though if the stock market going to be dumping hard, because you got, you know, so much capital coming out of the stock market, unlike crypto. So it is something you got to keep in mind, because I don't think BTC will go down to like 10 billion, okay, or like you know, 5 billion, something like that. You know, the space will die, okay, the space will die, okay. That's just my thought. I could be wrong, but I think like, you know, if we hit like 480 to 550, if we hit 480 to 550, you just have to be very, very cautious. We got a macro trend line support. The last bear market, right, we dumped minus 88. The one before that, we dumped minus 80%. If you take the average, right, you're looking at like minus 84%. Okay, so once we hit minus 84%, right, you know, you don't want to be a bear anymore. I mean, even though we might not be in a bull market right after we hit it, it could take like multi weeks, month, or quarters before we start a macro uptrend. You just don't want to be a bear anymore, okay? Because we were a bear right here back in December. We picked in November. We were a bear, you know, we were bearish actually, okay? Back in November, right? Crypto Moonboy, thanks a lot for tuning in. So now let's take a look at Filecoin. So File is not flying. I mean, it is flying. It is just flying inversely, right? So File, are we going to get a round trip voyage on Filecoin? Dumping all the way back down to a macro support 350 to 280. That's possible, okay, that's possible. But one thing we just have to keep in mind is like our MACD, it is still pointing up on our weekly basis, okay? So it means like a real pop could be coming up at any given time, right? If it drops down here, it is going to be a DCA area, okay? Because it could basically pop right back up, okay? You know, pumping back up to the $6 and you know, or even like $13, depending on which fib level going to be receiving the pump, right? So, but we're getting a parabolic move, okay? Getting a parabolic move. We're getting a parabolic move. All right, guys, I'm just gonna call it a day. Sorry for the first 10 minutes and all that good stuff, right? I make sure I check the screen next time, right? All right. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching.